was born into a Christian home, and I had Christian parents. My mom is still, she's faithfully serving the Lord. She's like 76 in a retirement home, so she was a fantastic example for me. She led me to Christ when I was 7, and I was baptized. But I didn't really grow in Christ, and I didn't really understand what it meant to follow Him. And so as I grew, as a teenager, I was super hard-headed and rebellious and selfish, and I was just all about me. I walked that path all the way as far as I could go, and I ended up with a lot of regrets and shame. And so my junior year, I found myself unmarried and pregnant, and not sure what in the world to do. And out of that experience, God, as He does, He brings good from bad, and He just redeems everything. And He brought Jake into my life, and Jake was the first of 4 great blessings, and he's still a huge joy to me. So fast forward a few years, and God brings Chris into my life, and from the get-go, I was like, he is the one. He is awesome. I knew he would be a great husband, a great father. He was so just kind and just wonderful. And so we began to date, and we dated 3 years, and then we got married, and we both surrendered to God, and we're just really growing in Christ for the first time, and doing ministry together. We began to dream about planting a church and what that would look like, and we added Abby, Mia, and Noah in rapid succession. And so life was just crazy busy with the family and doing life and all that it entails. Chris he didn't ask a lot of questions, about me, and we kind of adopted this don't ask, don't tell policy in our marriage, which was fine with me. I mean, there were things that I wanted him to know about me, but I was way too self-protected and scared to tell him. And we went on that way for a long time, and we had a good marriage, but God wanted to take good and make it great. And so instead of just leaving us in that, with all my junk all walled up and closed off, and nobody could touch it, and I was really guarded, he didn't want me to live like that. When you live with secrets and shame, you can't be who you're fully created and destined to be in Christ. And so he began to start the process of chipping away at that. So late one night, after March Madness, Chris was up. I was in bed sleeping like a baby, and he was just struggling, and just his mind was messing with him. And he said it was about 3 a.m. He just cried out to God, "God, I cannot take this anymore. Please make this stop. Take this from me." And he said it was awesome. God did. He just reached down and touched him and just kind of took it away. And he replaced it with this crazy, supernatural is the only way you can explain it, love for me. So I woke up the next morning to this new husband who was all romantic and, "I love you, baby," and it was crazy. Like, I called my friend, like, I don't know what's happened to him. It's crazy. And because he wasn't even like that when we were dating. I mean, it just wasn't the norm. So here we are today, and in Kansas City. It's been several years since we walked through that, and we are in a new place now. We worked really hard on our marriage for 2 years, and then it was kind of like God shut the door on that and said, okay, now it's time to go to plant that church. So we did, and it's been a crazy ride. But what we learned was that living with secrets is no way to live, and it's just so important to live authentically and let the love of Christ and His light come in and shine it on the dark places. And in our marriage, we did that, and so now we know we're not just going to make it to the finish line if we don't work at it. We're committed to staying married till death do us part, and it's not just going to happen. We learned that we have to fight for it, and it's worth fighting for, because we got a taste. God allowed us to have a taste of how great it can be when we're real with each other and we center our lives on Christ. I'm Rachel, and I have stepped into the light.